Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you ready? TheBoxingVoice.com. Welcome to Las Vegas, baby. We taking over.
Ness Heyman.
Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking gym. They want me there.
TBV presents a ring walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny.
Daniel.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All them beautiful kids is here.
We turn the TBV into the Hot 97 of boxing.
Keep talking from Vegas.
You already know if it's a big fight, I'm pulling up. Chicago, we in here.
Bang, bang.
From the cotton fields of Alabama to the casinos of Las Vegas. Mama, I made it.
We up early, baby. The grind don't stop. Gilly the Kid ain't gonna be the only one around here doing big shit.
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ring Walk Danny. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Obviously, I'm your host, Nesta Gibbs. Solo Dolo, Scarface, No Manolo. Listen, man, we're here to recap this weekend's fights. I was a bit selective, so I watched a certain amount and certain ones, but definitely patting on myself on the back as we hit it big yet again when it comes to the betting show and the right picks. We put our money on Kurt Scoby, and he definitely did what he needed to do to bring it home. We bet by knockout. We put the betting slip out there, and shout out to Kurt Scoby that made it a good and fruitful weekend. Shout out to all my patrons, all my YouTube members. The parlay was crazy. Shout out to Canna on the recommend for Turner. And who else? Who else did he recommend? Chamberlain, right? Turner and Chamberlain. So shout out to Canna on those. We threw those in the parlay. And yeah, man, it was a good weekend of fights, man. Good weekend of fights. I guess we're going to start off at the Showbox. The Showbox card that was headlined by Andreal Holmes Jr., a very tall 154-pounder. Still a prospect. Really no big names out there. This was actually a fight that I did not bet on. I don't believe he's even, cracked the top 15. But we will give a quick little BoxRec search to Andreal. This is his second Showtime, appearance. He's been on Showbox before, and he had just been on there and defeated, I think Brown was the name, right? Yes, Vernon Brown. So this was his return fight, and it comes almost 11 months out. So very unfortunate that he had to wait so long, man. Even on that level, these guys are just waiting around, not really, getting in there and mixing it up. I mean, I would be looking for other people to have me on, man. I can't just sit around. But, hey, 11 months. Last time he fought was March 11th, 2022. and he got in there obviously Friday the 17th of February 2023, and he did his thing versus Ishmael Villarreal or whatever. Um, but that's the main event. We were really tuned into this showbox because of Kurt Scoby and the fact that we were betting money on Scoby. And, Scoby had an 80% knockout ratio, but he hadn't really fought anyone. And John Manu had two undefeated names under his belt. And, he had already been international, picked up those wins outside of his country of Australia. So, it was a very big fight for us. And like I said on the betting show, um, that was my money fight of the week. You were either betting with Scooby or against Scooby. And if you were betting against him, then, you had Manu at a very, very good plus money. Scooby, you had to either pick it by a certain outcome to get him by plus money because he was paying plus money for both decision and knockout. It was just minus money for money line. That being said, we tuned into the showbox card for Kurt Scooby. He came into this, as Al Bernstein would say, behind the numbers, didn't really tell what he can do. The story that I chose to believe in was conditioning. The fact that you can tell the young man knows how to get prepared for a fight. You can tell that, he is taking his career seriously. He's 27 years old, and, he doesn't have a bunch of fights, obviously, because, he's a late starter to the sport. In terms of him having a professional, uh, football career or college D1, whatever it is that he did, right? And after football is when he decided to do boxing. Not, but he was obviously boxing throughout because he had over 150 fights, and Keith Thurman had 120. So Scoob definitely had that upbringing in the amateurs. And, I did my research. I called a few New York City trainers. I actually know his trainer. We were scheduled to have Scoob on the show. And after a lot of back and forth, he declined and said, look, man, I got to take this fight seriously. And that was all I really needed to hear, truth be told. I was already going to bet on him money line, but, I decided to believe in the power. So what did we see from him? We seen a dude that really is disciplined with his jab. Everything that he got on Friday night, he got it because of the jab. It opened things up with John Manu. So, he even said it in the fighter meeting that he would be ramming that jab down John's throat. And sure enough, that jab is what opened up the big right hand. And, Kurt Scooby goes on to score 4 knockdowns in this one fight in 2 rounds, and then ultimately gets the knockout in the second round. So up until this point, obviously, Scoob has not fought anyone of note. Manu would be the first guy, having defeated already 2 undefeated guys. And this was an impressive knockout. They talked on the telecast how hopefully, this earns Scooby a opportunity back on the Showbox airwaves. And I hope that's the case, because obviously that's what Showbox should be. Guys like this that are up and coming, they don't cost much, and they're trying to make a name for themselves and exciting at the same time. So shout out to Scooby for helping us make money. Now, I was going with the veteran Masael Lopez, but I decided to stay away from it. And, truth be told, Canna from Nebraska was right. He decided Edward Vasquez on points, and that's exactly what happened. He edged out the veteran on Showbox in a split decision. It wasn't the most entertaining fight, and I feel like after 6 rounds or so, I checked out. And Andre's reels as well. I didn't bet on this fight, and after about 5, 6 rounds, I checked out. So yeah, shout out to those guys for getting the win, but you got to do better, or you're gonna lose me. That being said, on the Mauricio Lara Lee Wood card, I only watched the main event. There was really nothing that was worth me watching. I do want to credit the zone. I think it's amazing that feature that they have. So when you go to the fight night video and you click the play button, if you hover over the play button, other options come out and it says which fight you want to watch. And then you pick Lee Wood and it says, do you want to watch it from the beginning or you want to watch it from a certain round? That's amazing. I love that. Shout out to them. What I will say is that I bet on the Lara Wood fight, and I knew the outcome before I watched it. So, in a way, that's a good thing because, truth be told, I thought, man, this fight, I don't even need to watch it. I already made my money on it. I knew this guy would win, and I'm good. But I decided to watch that fight. And, I think Lee Wood did very good. I think he's entitled to a rematch as well. I feel like maybe that was an early stoppage. Okay, now we finally got this shit working. Here we go. So now we're going to have we're going to have ourselves some Twitter Spaces. That's finally working. Plus, we've been joined by King Amin of Essex. What up, champ? How are you?
I'm good, champ. What's going on? TBV family, what's going on? I'm in the building.
What it do? So, I'm just going over the other weekend's fights. I think I obviously talked about Showbox. I didn't. I checked out of the around the fourth or sixth round for the Masaio Lopez and Edward Vasquez fight. And I also checked out around 6 for the Andres Holmes fight. The only one I was interested in and invested in and watched the whole 2 rounds of was Kurt Scoby because I put money on him. But do you want to touch on any of those Showbox cards before we move on to Mauricio Lara and Lee Wood?
The first thing I said, to be honest with you, I was embarrassed that I even didn't, the Showbox card was happening. I kind of missed it until I seen it in the pre-pro, But yeah, man, I didn't even see any of that.
Okay. Cool. So I'm assuming you did watch Mauricio Lara and Lee Wood.
Yeah, so let me pick this card apart a bit, man, because first of all, I've been talking about it on IG. King Amin of Essex 1 on Instagram. Listen, this kid, Junaid JD Boston. Ness, he's the future of boxing. He's as good looking as Ryan Garcia. His movement, ring generalship at 20 years old. If you didn't see that fight, it was on a opening cards, man. It was an amazing
opening card of what?
Of the Lara
Oh no way. I only watched the Lara Lee Wood.
Nah, this kid is amazing, man. People should go back, just pull him up right quick. What I notice is that, first of all, if I'm just talking about just what he did to his opponent, like he turned his face into Planet of the Apes. This guy went from looking like, a regular school teacher, smooth face. He just wrinkled him up bad. And ring generalship was on point. And I watched the kid outthink a veteran, punch placement, the little subtle stuff. So, without spending too much time on that, I want you guys to please go back and check out that kid,
What's
JD
his name?
Boston. Junaid JD Boston.
JD Boston.
Bostan.
All right.
Yeah, check that kid out, man. So, I go deep with the UK boxing because I got a, fortunate opportunity to follow those guys. Kid is ill. He's ill. So you didn't catch the Dalton Smith fight either. We just gonna jump right into the Lara thing.
No. Honestly, I even turned on Dalton Smith. Then I seen he was fighting like a dude that was like 10-6, and
Yep.
he went points. I'm like, nah, this dude's still domestic. He's not even like, you know, international where he's about to get a fight with an American. Like Fabio Wardley looks great, and you know, I mean, he fought Eric Molina, and they have regressed him for whatever reason. So I doubt that I need to be watching Smith right now. I tried though. I couldn't, you know. And I started off like this. I mean, before you jumped on, I said I almost wasn't going to watch Lara versus Wood because I bet on it, and at the time, I already knew the outcome. So I'm like, fuck it, I already made my money. Why even? But I did, and I was impressed. And I feel Lee Wood is deserving of a rematch. He had a rematch clause. It was a close fight. The biggest problem for Wood is it don't seem like he could take Lara's punch. Maybe he can't take a punch in general. I hear he was getting fucked up by Mick Conlon, who can't punch himself. So it could be the theme that he just can't take a punch. But I'm not going to take that stance because I ain't watch him enough. I barely watch highlights of the Mick Conlon, and I just watched this fight. What I will say is that the theme of this entire weekend is lack of skill. Everybody that people wanted me to watch, that they was excited. These dudes were a waste of my time when it comes to skill. Louis Nery is a wild man. Might as well categorize him a caveman. So is Hovhannisyan. And the fight in question, Lee Wood, again, he got his hand all the way up. It's glued. He's still getting cracked with left hook. So he got no defense. His jab hand is way too low, and that's why he getting right hands right over top of it. But, yeah, he did really good. You know, once he settled in, he was able to land a lot of straight rights. Not enough, but he was still up on the cards, in my opinion. He just hooked with a hooker. His hook wasn't short enough. You know, I think the stoppage was a little early. Ben Davison out of control. We talking 12 seconds left on the clock. Then the kid gets 1 minute. Then you could throw the towel in if he looks bad in the first 10 seconds of the next minute. But, you know, and for that reason, I think Lee Wood deserves a rematch because when everybody goes back and watch it, yeah, he was fucked up. But let's be real. Every time Lara cracks him good, Lee Wood looks fucked up. But when he's here, right hand glued to his face, and he's just, he ain't even using a jab. He ain't using that jab as a real jab. It's just like, yo, stay the fuck off me, stay the fuck off me. I'm gonna mesmerize you with this. Here goes a right hand. Oh yeah, I hit him. Stay off me. Here, look at this left hand. Boom, and he'll throw it right. But like, he gotta do more. He needs to learn how to pivot and check hook more and keep his hands up more. Nobody last night was keeping their hands up, but I'm not gonna bounce around. Like I said, we're gonna stick to this fight. You know, it was a great fight. I think it's deserving. I don't think Josh Warrington deserves a shot over
Definitely
the
not.
champion. But I get what Eddie is saying about, like, you know, maybe they could fight. Warrington sees the winner, or, you know, him and Warrington fight, and then Lee Wood gets the winner. I don't care because Josh Warrington, you know, I'm not even gonna pick Lara. I know how those two fights looked already, but watching Lara again, he's borderline no skill at all, like all power and will. Like he's, you know, it's hard to ride with Lara, bro. He's very like low on the skill level.
You know who Lara is to me? He's what Navarrete should be. He's got the chin that Navarrete doesn't.
It's funny because all I could think of, and it made me do so much research to see who's in what division and all this shit, and I'm like, damn, him and Navarrete would be good, but Navarrete left already. This is 122, and Navarrete's at 130, and he ain't going backwards. But they are. You know what this guy is? I'm so happy you came on to remind me, bro. Shout out to Hardin. Listen to me. I said to myself, he's Navarrete, but he looks like Fernando Beltran, the one that just got. Don't he look like a young Beltran? But he fight like
Yeah.
Navarrete. He fight like his punches from all over, so you can't account for that. But he's like and sometimes he gave me shades of the Vaquero, Francisco Vargas too. I ain't on front. He got that whole Beltran and Vargas look going on, but he was entertaining. But he ran out of things to do. If Lee Wood gets a real jab, because that wasn't a jab, that was just some. I'm just pawing at the air. He never snapped that jab ever. So Lara never cared about that jab. But yeah, man, it was an interesting fight. Wood did better than I expected.
But let's look at this with Lara too, because I said as much going into this fight. Outside of the nonsense with Warrington in the head, but he stopped everybody. You know what I'm saying? Including Warrington. So I thought Wood had a better chance because you talk about skills. I thought between the two of them, Wood has power, at least enough to threatening power. I said, yo, he could do something with Lauder because he's going to outbox him. Maybe Lauder doesn't stand a chance of landing that power. But, Wood made the mistake of trying to trade with somebody that he could have outskilled. And I think early in the fight, maybe he was trying to trade like, yo, I got to get a taste of this to see how real it is. Not such a good idea. Yo, I hate to use this analogy. Pause. He put the head in first. It was too wet for him. Crazy, man. Crazy. I don't know why he decided to trade with somebody whose power as of late has been really on display. So yeah, Lauder.
You know what they say, you fight the boxer, but you fight the fighter, right? Because it's like if you respect his power, you at the end of that power. I think he did good. I think he was just too settled. He had the box. He was just there, like. So whenever he did miss, he was there to get counter because that kid is explosive with that wildness. He's explosive. He'll bring some shit up from the bottom at some weird angles too, man. Not angles, but like from where those punches is coming from.
Yeah, man. I thought he stayed true to himself. Again, we never liked him for the skill, never watched him for the skill, but what we knew was down on the cards or not, if he lands, usually people go to sleep, and this is exactly what happened. So, again, Warrington doesn't deserve the rematch. I know they want to give him a chance because he out there headbutting. I still don't think that's a good play. I think you give Wood his rematch, and if that's, if he beats Wood again, Warrington wants another shot, okay, fine, but the first thing they need to do, man, they need to get him some housing over there because apparently they don't want him to leave with that belt. So they're going to throw any and everybody out him. You know what I'm saying? So they can get somebody to get the belt up off him. And in a way, that's good marketing for Eddie because then he's got this whole thing of who can solve, the quote unquote going into this. They call them the Mexican problem, right? Warrington and Woods. I can solve your Mexican problem. And Eddie, all he sees is marketing and opportunity. So he's gonna who can solve the Mexican problem. And I don't know. I don't know if it's either one of these two guys, but Eddie's gonna make some money, and hopefully Lara's gonna get paid properly, and also the recognition. He doesn't have to do anything differently except exactly what he does. What do you think of him spitting on Warrington like that, man, and admitting to it?
I think. No different than I've said in the past, when you knock somebody out and then you stick a microphone in their face, that guy is high right now on his win. And machismo, ego. He got history with Warrington. It is what it is. This is boxing. This ain't golf and none of that other shit. And even in golf, I don't know if that shit is real or not, but I seen some Instagram shit floating around. Tiger Woods gave some dude who he was busting his ass on the field. He gave him a tampon and shit. So even in golf is getting crazy. So
yeah, man. Yeah, and he went and found them. And hit him with a loogie. I thought that was that was raw. I'm not condoning it.
I don't think he went and found him from the video I seen. Laura's on a ring apron, like Josh Warrington down there. He's like spitting down, like, man, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Yeah, but you know what it was like. Again, I ain't saying it in a bad way.
He probably seen what they did to Ammo and was like, "Fuck y'all ain't setting me up," because they set Ammo up. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't from out there, you ain't getting the right love, and they set Ammo up. So he probably like, hell no. Y'all trying to bring him over here and treat me like the B-side like y'all did Ammo. I'm going to stay on top of this stage and spit down on y'all.
And heard him jawing at him all night and just say, you know what? I just keep hearing these jokers over here chirping. I'm going to just turn to him one time. And you see basketball players do that a lot. You know, certain fans, courtside fans, they like, yo, this joker been chirping at me all night. They don't spit at him, but they might, curse at him. You know what I mean? They might say, yo, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
It's also a language barrier and shit. My man probably just felt like, I can't express myself how I want. You ain't going to understand me.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Look at this guy. He says, Ness, I prefer these no-skill barn burners than a skill before fest a la Haney Foster. Yeah, you're not a real boxing fan. That's why I'm sad that if you Google Louis Nery, they calling that Fight of the Year candidate. And it's like, why every year Fight of the Year got to be two dudes that's just punching each other? Why Fight of the Year can't be Mayweather-Canelo? Why can't be one dude outclassing the motherfucking fuck out of the other dude? It's crazy, man.
Yeah, you know people gonna call that boring. They don't appreciate it, man. It's like trying to explain to somebody what art is, man. They gonna think it's just colors on a canvas, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy because, for real, it was a lack of skill yesterday, man. Anybody that says that I'm lying is, you don't really like boxing, bro. Louis Nery don't turn nothing over. It don't matter if he doing thumb down or thumb up. He don't do it. He's slapping. He doing this. Everything is the inside of the palm. Everything. Then who told him? I don't even know why dudes make me watch these dudes so then I can criticize the fuck out of them. Like, this is your superstar? Not only was he testing positive, missing weight, but now he think he a southpaw Mayweather. Did you watch that fight?
Yeah.
How long you been watching Louis Nery? Why ain't nobody tell me this motherfucker thought he was Mayweather in a southpaw stance? Looking stupid. Getting hit with all type of shit. Bruh. He lucky he got the knockout, too. He lucky he got the knockout. That dude was investing so much into that body. He lucky he got the knockout. Yo, he not like that. He not like that, asking for Stephen Fulton. He gonna get his ass beat up by Stephen Fulton. Anybody who keep their hands up will beat the shit out of him. Anybody. You just gotta catch and shoot. Catch and shoot. This dude, bruh, it's crazy because people been talking about Louis Nery for a minute. So now I see he lost to Brandon Figueroa already.
Yeah.
Hey, man, look, one loss, we don't write you off. But this right here, he probably was going to win anyway. Because it's subjective how you judge. I don't know that anybody could really score it for Hovhannisyan. Optically, he ain't looking good. His face was all busted up. He getting busted up. But them later rounds, he was doing so much body work. He was the more active fighter. Nery is lucky he got the knockout. Let's be real. That shit would have been a very, very close fight.
No, definitely. And I don't know I'm like you. I don't know what would have happened on the scorecards, but I think if it had gone to the scorecards, Hovhannisyan did, or was doing enough, But one thing about Nery, he's been, that fight with Brandon Figueroa, I don't want to say it was that long ago, but that was the fight. I think his the matchmaking has been light since that fight. It hasn't been as competitive. So
really,
I
now Hovhannisyan look like he gonna test anybody.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is the probably the biggest fight Nery's had since that Figueroa loss, or at least the most competitive that I've seen. So when maybe it's a good sign for him. I don't know what Golden Boy is going to do with him. Maybe they give him.
He need a new trainer. He need a new trainer, and he not training hard enough. He got tired. Yo, I don't know who we was interviewing the other day, And for me, a day could be a week, 2, 3 weeks. But the dude was like, at this level, we don't even question if you got stamina. Like, you're supposed to be in shape. These guys with this weekend were not in shape. They were not in shape. None of them. None of them. Shane Mosley got to get in shape too. That was not good. They was not in shape. These people was not in shape. They're not taking this. They're not taking their craft seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you call
Mosley,
Terrence Crawford on 4 weeks' notice, I'm sure, he ain't gonna look like these guys look. He gonna look like he could go 12 rounds hardcore. These dudes got to stay in shape year round. Nery
yeah,
different. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say this. He different. He could gain a fan base because he don't fight like a typical Mexican. But he got to stop the bullshit. He got to stop the bullshit. He's not Mayweather. And yes, stamina is the issue for Nery, and that's probably why he popped in the past. Absolutely. These dudes ain't training. They not training. I'm telling you. I could watch this shit now and know these dudes ain't training. They're not training.
you know who looked like he was probably the most well-trained fighter on the entire card? Shout out to Rowdy Legend Montgomery. Did you
Bro,
see that cat?
I got his name in the tag. I was gonna talk about him if you ain't talk about him because I know Henry Ramirez. I know he don't know me as well as I know him. But I'm happy for Henry. Henry had Chris Arreola and he had Riverside Rocky, Josecito Lopez. And since then, he hasn't been able to really get a big name like that. And this guy isn't a big name either. But this guy is a decent fighter that did his thing, late notice, and I seen Henry's face when they took that picture. He was so happy with his guy getting his win, and he was so happy to be back on that level. And I'm happy for them. And I think that Roddy, the legend, Montgomery, did an amazing job. Like, he legit got me to watch his whole 8-round fight, and I want to see him again. I think Golden Boy needs to put him in there with Big Meech. Know what I'm saying?
Demetrius Ballard.
Demetrius Ballard. He coming off that loss to maybe Jaime or somebody. Yo, this is tune-up right here. If you can't beat if you can't beat Roddy the Legend Montgomery, you up out of here. But that Montgomery deserves it. Montgomery deserves it. If you don't want to put Montgomery in there too quick, you want to build it up. I don't know who you build it up with, but Matchroom could use Rowdy against Pacheco. Let's see what Pacheco do with him. I mean, he keep his hands too low for Pacheco. Pacheco's fast and young. He might double left hook this dude, but I want to see what happens when this dude land that straight right on Pacheco. Let me see.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Shit, I want Pacheco to take that Lonnie B fight. 3 years off, 37 years old. Last win is Ustatigi. That sounds like the call they need to make.
Yeah, man. And this is the kind of impression, you know what I'm saying, that the legend Montgomery, this was what he made. So now you look at a guy like Diego Pacheco, 168 superstar. Yeah, he could come in as an opponent and create an opportunity. I think, you think Pacheco's ready for a veteran like Montgomery?
Oh yeah, I don't think Montgomery. I mean, if Pacheco can't beat Montgomery, he got to start over. He got to start over. If he can't beat Montgomery, he not who we thought he was. You know what I'm saying? And he should be able to. He over there getting that top knot sparring with David. There's no way he can't beat Montgomery. But Montgomery is a good test. It's gonna test him. It's a dude that's gonna be durable. It's a dude that moves his head. You know what I'm saying? He keep his hands down a little bit too much than I would like him to, but he did good last night, man. He did good last night. Just like Shane Mosley's opponent. Shane Mosley's opponent was like Lonnie B, bro. He coming off a 3-year layoff. Listen, I thought about this all night. Like, how am I going to talk about this? Because I got to see Shane, and I ain't trying to be in no beefs with dudes and shit. But, like, he got to do better. He got to do better. I'm not trying to hear that 11 months off shit. I'm not trying to hear that hometown shit. Bruh, stay in the gym. Stay in the gym. And let me tell you, he did everything right except defense.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, he don't keep his hands up. Like, Bones, I don't know what you doing, but you ain't telling him to keep his hands up. You ain't telling him to keep it. Like, bruh, you know, I don't care if you wanted rounds. Get your rounds. Don't get hit. I don't care that it's your hometown. Do your thing. Don't get hit. You could get the same cheers from the motherfuckers by putting together boop, 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 4-punch combination. He ain't got to hit you. He ain't got to hit you. He ain't got to hit you. And at first, he was doing everything I wanted. I said, yo, you younger than this motherfucker. He ain't fighting 3 years. Stay on his ass. Just stay on him. Just hit him in the shoulder. Just hit him in the neck. Hit his ass. Hit his ass. Just hit his ass. But then he start making it a fight. He start like getting in close, doing the Sean Porter, angles and trying to go to the body. And I'm like, no, this ain't it. Like, this dude, you letting this dude hit you. You letting this dude build confidence. And look, I did not bet Shane Mosley by knockout. I bet Shane Mosley money line. Why? Because I went on here and I seen Patrick Teixeira couldn't knock this motherfucker out when this dude was active. So I knew Shane wasn't going to get it done. But I expected you to do a little bit more than he did in his hometown. First time in your hometown. Nah, man. And he didn't look bad, but that fight was too tight. And then they robbed the dude. They didn't give him no rounds. No rounds. That shit was like 90 to 100 on one scorecard. I'm like, holy shit. I just want more for Shane. You feel me? You coming off the biggest win of your career, which was the Rosado win, and this is like, this regressed you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Fighters need to stay in the gym, especially if you telling me you the type of fighter that you willing to take a fight on 4 weeks' notice. That means you only could train 3 weeks, because 1 week you couldn't wait. That last week is fight week. You couldn't wait. So you gotta be in the gym. You can't be. And again, he had more stamina, but I feel like not being in the gym is the reason he got hit. First of all, he should have just outworked my man a lot. The dude ended up having more punch stats than him, throwing and everything. So, Shane, he got to get in the gym, bro. You got to keep your hands up. They're not working on defense. Offense he could create, but he not working on defense. And if you taking shots from this guy who's been out the ring 3 years, how you gonna fight Jamal Charlo for a title? Because they talking about title at 60. So who? Charlo? Who? Gennady? Like who? Johnny Beck? Like how? Maybe Johnny Beck, because he ain't punching. He ain't do nothing to Denzel. He out here trying to fight Conwell. He the new Gennady Golovkin, trying to call dudes from 54 now. And I still think that's a bad fight for Conwell. I'm glad he didn't take that shit.
Yeah, see, my only issue with the Mosley fight, period. I saw Mosley. He seen around the 6th round. He didn't have it anymore. I don't know if he kind of got distracted. He just seemed kind of like not really focused. That's when he started getting hit. I don't know if it's because he was tired or just because he didn't have that rhythm from being out of the ring, man. But if I'm being honest with you, I feel like it's a case of Mosley not being able, and even though they set it up, I don't think he could get up for the hometown fight. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, he's probably coming off of the Rosado fight, like, yo, I'm supposed to be getting bigger than this. And they're like, yeah, we got something for you. It's a hometown fight. And the weight of it being a hometown fight more than, an opponent, for me, it sounds like something that's off, but his whole career has kind of been that, what's in the way, what's in his head, what's keeping him out of the gym, the baggage with pops and all that other thing. So, in my mind, man, yeah, it has to do with the gym and not being conditioned properly, but also it's just something about him that I don't think he was really like 100% dialed in. And that's always been the question: when is he going to be 100% dialed in? When are we going to see the potential of what we think he could be?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Mora was saying the same shit. That he got to stay focused throughout the whole fight, and I never got that whole stay focused, bro. You in a fight with a dude trying to take your head off, man. Like I don't get it, bro. If you can't stay focused for that, then I don't know. I don't know. I hope he don't get mad, but like he know he wanted to do better, and he know that shit shouldn't have been like that dude shouldn't have been touching him, man.
But think
That dude
about it.
shouldn't have
Think
been
about it.
touching him. Not with
Think,
3 years out the ring, 3 weeks notice, 4 weeks, 4 week notice, 3 weeks to train. Nah, not that dude. You know what I'm
think
saying?
of how taxing this fight game is, though, Ness. If he coming off the Gabe Rosado win, that was a Super Bowl for him because
Yeah.
it wasn't it on the Ryan Garcia undercard.
I don't know, man, but it's the biggest
I
win of
think
his
it was. I
career.
think it was when Ryan Garcia fought the African cat. He bought up like 2 divisions, right? So that was a big fight for him. And now again, he's been offered a hometown fight, but against respectfully who? A guy that's been around so long. He on Vanis Matarosen resume, like. And I don't think, and I don't know what more be talking about. I don't even be listening to half the shit he be saying. But I just think that for Mosley, that focus, not like stay focused, pay attention. I mean, like, where's that spark? Where's that sense of purpose? Like, are you really, And I don't think that fight gave him that. Even though they tried to make it a hometown thing, it really was nothing on the line. He was in there in a tough ass fight against
I mean,
somebody that if he beat.
it sounded like on the line was, a return as a main event. So like, did he do enough for the promotion to believe in him and come back there with him as the main event? Because he wasn't the main event in his hometown. That was Hovhannisyan and Louis Nery. So
But main event
I don't
against
know.
who? Main event against who? They're gonna give him the winner of Rosado and
No. Rosado moved to 75, and obviously it can't be Rosado. There was talk on a telecast of 60, of him getting a title shot at 60. So, I mean, Golovkin is on the zone. You know,
So let's
I
stay
don't
there for a
know.
minute. Let's stay there for a minute. Is anybody gonna watch Gennady Golovkin's triumphant return to the middleweight division against Shane Mosley Jr.? Let me tell you something. I would
I don't
never
even
walk
know that
away from.
Golovkin could do that, right? Like, he got the whole Laura situation, so I don't even think he could do that.
I mean, it's boxing. I'm just saying, just hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, the goal is Triple G versus Shane Mosley Jr. That's what DAZN and Golden Boy is working on. Or, I mean, like, because the Laura's the mandatory, right? In the
Yes.
WBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think they have an end around for that, except trying to wait Laura out.
Yeah, I mean, they could do Austin and Shane, Golden Boy Matchroom. They could do Shane, Thomas Lamana. Ian Green is at number 7. Maybe they offer Danny some money to cross the street for Shane and Danny.
At
They got
160
Liam,
or
but I think
54.
Liam is fighting somebody, right? Liam, oh yeah, he got the rematch activated with Chris Eubank, but Liam is there at 60, and he's with Matchroom. And that's about it. I mean, Steve Rose, Felix Cash is there. Yeah, man, that's about it. It ain't much.
Yeah, that don't sound too good, man. If that's the play.
I mean, they could do Munguia and Shane. That's a good one too. I mean, it'll give Munguia the name he need. That's a bad fight for Shane. Munguia let his hands go so much that's trouble for Shane.
I
He
think
got
that's
to keep
actually
his hands
perfect though,
up.
because it's kind of like it's sink or swim. It's you either you be used as your name, that Mosley, or you make your name for yourself,
Yeah,
independent
that's a
of
tough fight
that
though,
Mosley.
man. That's a tough fight. He got to keep his hands up. Munguia throws so much. That's a tough fight for him.
If he's not ready now, then when? He came off of the again
I
coming
mean, but
off
but
of
Munguia won't be for a belt. It'll just be a money fight for him. So you saying if he's not ready, then when? I mean, if you go and sink and swim like you saying, it might as well be versus a champ or for a belt. But right now, like I fight Munguia, all I did was beat Munguia the same way all I did was beat Gabe.
but again, fighters can't control the belt situation. So if the belt situation is tied up and he just needs a fight, because remember we talk about he still got to move up to 160, so it's all risk. He's moving up to 160 for any of these fights,
Down,
I believe,
down. He
right?
would be moving down. He
He's
beat
moving down.
Rosado at 68.
Okay.
I mean, that's the biggest thing out there for him. If they could get him a Munguia fight, that's the biggest thing for him. But with no belt, it would just be about money. Yeah.
He got a lot to consider, young Mr. Mosley, man. But shout
But
out to him.
yeah, no, I mean that's basically it for me. I mean, I watched the Rowdy Legend and Mosley in the main event. That was pretty much it. Um, for me. You got anything else that you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, man. Real quick, two things. Number one, you was talking about just lack of skills. I know you probably didn't get a chance to see it. You was moving around. Roy Jones was at that Felix Strummer card out there in
I
Germany,
heard.
right?
I heard.
So he was in there with a female fighter, Ikram Kerwat.
Mm.
And just please go back and look at now. I'm gonna find women's boxing anywhere I can, but go back and look at this woman's opponent. She had no business in the ring, guys. She was almost as bad as mom.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it
The
was
last
real
girl
bad.
I watched that was bad was Scott Nicholson's opponent. That shit was sad, bro. I can't
Yeah,
believe they
Tanya
brought that
Alvarez.
girl over there, man. 7
She
wins.
went to Behringer though, Ness, with
She
the
she
red
had
lipstick.
7 wins, and it looked like she went to bullfighting school. Terrible.
But yeah, outside of that though, man, Dylan Price was out in Chester, PA.
I didn't watch it. You watched it?
I didn't get a chance to see it, but shout out to Jay Hardcore and Hardcore News. I think he got a chance to get out there, so I'm pretty sure we'll see some footage of what went down. Him and his brother Devin Price, co-main event out there.
It looks like Crawford Rocha's happening. I seen Rocha's interview with Golden Boy last night. Basically, saying he want Crawford and all this shit. So, pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Cause like, what else is Crawford gonna do while Keith and Earl potentially fight? If not fight, who knows what they do? But yeah, it sounds like Rocha. He's setting the stage for that offer that's gonna be sent.
So will that be the 2-fight deal with the Rocha and then the Virgil Ortiz attached, maybe for Crawford?
I think for Crawford it'll be fight by fight, but yeah, the plan would be Rocha then Virgil, but for Crawford the plan would be Rocha then hopefully revisit some Earl Spence talks again. And if I can't get that, I'd knock off young Virgil.
Yeah. The Rocha fight, I give him a chance. Give him a chance and see, I guess. I mean, unless
it's
he knows
worth
something.
it. Like, only thing is, like, a perfect world, he fights Rocha, Earl fights Keith. Keith is an orthodox, Crawford's orthodox, Rocha's southpaw, Earl is southpaw. It all makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, Crawford could switch, but he only switches when he in kill mode.
And you know this is also good for boxing too in terms of continuing to test and push the boundaries of the free agency thing. You know what I'm saying? So boom, he coming off a top rank, then he did with Black Prime. Now he got to do something on the table with the Zone and Golden. Continue to test the free agent market. You know what I'm saying? And set a precedent. So in that respect too, just for doing business. You know what I'm saying? I do like to see that happen. So again, forget about Roach as an opponent. Look at the system as Crawford's opponent, and this is a way for him to challenge it. So I like that, man. Kudos.
I mean,
to
he's
him.
number 2, and Thurman's number 1. That ain't gonna fight Bud. So, people like not happy. They're like, oh, please, not Rocha. But it's like, if not Rocha, what then?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
But we all taking callers. If you guys want to call in, I got Discord open. I got my phone line open, 14255695241. We also got Twitter Spaces open. What up, Mad Bent 100?
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Mad Bent. Yo.
Hello?
We hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
We hear you.
All right. You hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Loud and clear.
Man, if I gotta say we hear you one more
All right.
fucking time.
Man, come on. Listen, I gotta give thanks to Nery, thanks to Laura for making me money. I made 170 this weekend. Thanks to those guys. I picked Nery for the knockout on Bovada 7-12. Put him down in the 12, so I made money there. I made money on Laura to stop that guy 7-12 and stopped him in the 7th. I also bet the money line on both for them to win. So thank you those guys. I knew Nery was gonna win the fight because both of them are rock'em sock'em robots, and I figure Nery had more pop than Hovhannisyan. He was gonna get him, even though the fight was, I would say, kind of close. There was opportunity for Hovhannisyan to get Nery out of there when he had him like hurt a few times. It looked like. I knew Laura was gonna get my man the British guy. I knew he was gonna get him because he wanted to prove that he's a puncher because he knocked out Conlon, which in the Conlon fight, Conlon was beating his ass until Conlon got gassed. But it was a good fight. He landed some right hands on Laura because Laura is one-dimensional. He comes forward, leaping left hooks, but it seems like he got power. And again, for a second weekend in a row, it shows even though you might start your career with losses or a loss, doesn't mean you can't be champ. Lee Wood knocked out Lee Wood. And the other cat that said he's fat at him, man, they're trying to make that rematch. They don't need to do it. His ass got knocked out in their first meeting. There's no need for a rematch. He's lucky the headbutt happened in the second fight because he was on his way to get hurt again. So I've been having a good week betting on boxing. Thanks to Shaki, Nery, and Laura. As Ness would say, the kitty's looking fat. All right, that's my call.
All right, Matt Bent. Thanks for calling in, champ.
Salute.
Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Everybody else that's on the line is just listening. I knew it'd be a slow fight week. Weekend recap, obviously. These were some hardcore fights, man. So I figured not everybody would be tuned in. But, King, let them know where to find them championship rounds at.
Listen, man, King of Essex. Find me on Instagram, King of Essex. I'm on YouTube with those championship rounds. You seen the episode I just did with the skipper recently. Jahai Tucker. I got some more things coming. I even brought back Lady Shan. You know what I'm saying? So lots of content, lots of things coming. I'm also on Twitter and everywhere else you need to find me. All right.
Bet. Catch me on the next one. Who the fuck is this calling in all late? I was about to say catch me on the next one at 7, but got a few callers jumping in all late, man. I gotta find y'all names. Give me a few seconds for that to pull up. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility. Going to help put this episode in front of other boxing fans so that, they could call in to do their thing. Let's see. We going to the 703. What is this? We got Georgie Porgy in Boston. What up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear, Georgie.
Just fucking with you, my nigga. Yo, what's going on, my bro?
What's going on, bro? How you been?
See you rolling out there, my G. Listen, the best fight of the weekend, definitely that Lara shit, bro. I think what's our early stoppage. If you guys can elaborate a little bit about that, would be great before you guys go. And the other shit I want to talk about is WBC. This young man, come on, man. Did they say they're going to fucking have fucking Jake Paul fucking ranked now?
Bro, but rank could be top 40. It don't got to be top 10.
Baby, but how many motherfuckers they got in the WBC? So these men just going to leapfrog like 100 cats?
Bro, didn't I just say it could be top 40? It don't got to be top 10?
It ain't. I know, baby, but it's more than 40 motherfuckers out there. He leapfrogging people. Even if you put a top 60.
So are you saying that you could find 40 dudes in the cruiserweight division that should be ranked above Jake Paul after he beats Tommy?
I'm saying that they being before him. But
before you understand, do you understand how rankings work? It ain't about how long you've been there. It's about what you're doing. You can't move if you ain't doing nothing.
It's about how much you're giving them. To be ranked, you have to give them fucking money, right?
Nah. Everybody pays the same for the ranking.
I'm not saying
Georgie, I don't believe that neither, Georgie.
That's what I'm saying. Saying all the cats been paying before these cats show up.
But that's what I'm saying. Why you think it's a monthly thing? Like they've been paying. What that mean? That you could pay and not fight, so you can't move. What the hell is you talking about? You gotta actually fight.
I don't know, baby. That thing looks fishy as fuck, my dude. That looks fishy as fuck.
So activity looks fishy. Activity looks fishy because guess what? Keyshawn Davis got 7 fights and he ranked already number 7 in the WBO. Why you ain't calling to talk about him? Why you ain't calling to talk about him? What you mean? I mean, he about to fight a pro in his 6th fight right now. Keyshawn's already top 7 in the world in the WBO. Which one is worse? Which one is worse? Who Keyshawn beat? I'm just saying.
Listen. Yo, he beat a former champion in
I don't know that Burgos is a former champ. I don't know that he's a former.
To be quite honest, man. To be quite honest, that shit look fishy. I don't know. I'm a hate on the WBC.
Again, Jared Anderson. He just beat Jerry Forrest. He's what, number 8 now? Like, I mean, I don't get it. Y'all just hate the name, bro. Get out of here.
Nah, Ness. Jerry Forrest fought guys that are still fighting in eliminators, bro.
Bro, Jerry Forrest is in. Where was Jerry ranked? Where was Jerry ranked? See what I'm saying? Like, where was he ranked? That's what y'all don't get. It's about a good fight. That's it. A good fight gets you ranked. Where was Jerry ranked before Jared fought him?
I got no clue.
All right, then.
I thought it was
but
20,
but what I will say is That's what I was going to say, Georgie. I bet he was in the top 20, and he's a professional fighter ranked in the top 20. You cannot beat Tommy Fury, and you're essentially a novice, and then all of a sudden you're ranked even if you say in the top 50. But or is it because Tommy Fury has fought more actual professional fighters? Is that how Paul's getting the ranking?
Bruh, I'm gonna go to these rankings right now for y'all, cause y'all terrible, man. Cruiserweight division.
It's a slim division, baby. We know that. But this man going out there push more for interest and popularity than real skills and really, the merit, bro. I don't know how you don't see it, but I guess it's
I hear you,
open
champ.
for debate.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Tell everybody.
All I see.
I want to tell everybody. Yo, let me say bye to everybody. Everybody out there, support the channel, donate, and check out Ness. Check out how Ness stopped for leaving to take out the college that were be left behind. He didn't leave no man behind. That's why I fucking rock with TVB. Shout out to TVB. Gotta go.
Salute,
So right now, the 50 ranked fighter, his name is Leon Harth at cruiserweight. So then let's go to the Americans, right?
Anybody we know?
Yeah, Alante Green, who just lost, right? Didn't he just lose to somebody? So if you go, look at that, man. I'm telling you, this dude is deserving. You go to 50, Cesar Marquez, who's got 4 wins, no losses, but 3 draws. And this is what I'm saying. They hating on a name. So Caesar deserves to be ranked with 3 draws at 50, but not Jake.
Well, listen.
Cool.
Ness,
Dustin Long got 7 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws. He deserved to be 49.
Yes. Because I got one argument, Ness. I got one argument. I actually got one argument. They are not novices. Now, I love what Jake Paul has done. He's thrown himself into this boxing life. If I had the kind of bread I'd be fucking fighting for a IBF ranking. I guarantee you. I'd be right on Daryl People's doorsteps like, yo, give me a belt.
All right, well, look at number 39. He got 8 fights, 7 KOs, but 4 people on his 8-fight resume are debuters. So he exactly like Jake Paul, except his debuters you never even heard of. But he's ranked 39. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all got to stop the hate, man.
But
boxing is wide open. If you want to be ranked top 50, you just got to get in there.
So a win over Ben Askren, Nate Robinson, and 2 wins over Tyron Woodley. Did I miss anybody?
I mean, this guy got a win over Francisco Adiriri Neto, Wallace Nas Silva, Rafael de Sasua, Weaverton Sylvia Silva.
I'd rather it be guys that I've never heard of, that I know for sure boxers, than guys that I have definitely heard of that I know for sure are not boxers.
So this guy fought him, and he was a debuter, and since then he's lost 2 more times, so that's a total of 3 losses.
The boy got
this other guy only fought him, and he ain't fought since, so they paid him for that. He ain't been back. Like, y'all tripping. Y'all hating on Jake, but y'all not looking at the rest of the landscape. It's just like, oh, let's hate on the dude with the popular name.
No, hold on. I'm in support of this. You know I've been in support of this. I'm a big fan of Anderson Silva's ascension as a boxer, and I'll do you one better. I'm okay with all of this because I know it ain't no way in hell, unless I'm just like, unless something happens. I don't think there's a way in hell that Badu Jack loses to Jake Paul. So I'm okay. I'm like, yeah, Jake Paul can do whatever he want. Badu Jack ain't losing to Jake
Paul. Let me get to Juan in Houston. What up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I had to jump on when I heard about the Jake Paul thing because, at first, you know, I was raised with a father like Ness. Don't watch no other sport. Boxing is his life. All right, that's all my dad raised me. He didn't know about basketball or nothing. So at first, I was like, with all this TV influencer guys boxing, I don't want to see it. But yo, this guy is putting himself through real training. This guy is a boxer. And to me, it's no different than a guy on the border wars, won, and now he's getting a shine because now he starts fighting professionals. You know, this is a guy who just came in the game late and had some influence behind him. And you can't hate on that. And he's fighting guys that spent their whole life training, cutting weight, you know, watching what they eat. These are professional Cobra Kai now.
That's crazy. He blowing up.
Yeah. And shout out to Lara, man. I'm glad he went out. You know, I can't stand them Brit fighters on the cool, man, because they so dirty, trying to hit you with an elbow and they trying to cut you open. So you got to worry about this spot for the rest of your career. I hate these Brit fighters. They're so dirty, and the Brit commentators just ride they nuts for everything. And, man, Lara, I told my father before the fight started, man, he's got to beat the shit out of this guy. If it goes to decision, he's not going to get it. And you know what? Lara ain't even leaving in the hands of the judges. Boom, pow, right on the kisser, lay your ass down. The corner did right by throwing in the towel. Dude was stumbling everywhere.
Well, champ, let me go ahead and get to some other callers. I will say I had to time my man out talking about I said no skill, but Laura's left was poetry. First of all, I never said Laura's left was poetry. I said the whole theme of the weekend was lack of skill, and I was specific that Laura was part of that. So I don't know what you're talking about. But we got a couple other callers here looking like this is Dom in the Bay Area. What up? Dom.
What up, Dom?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
So you remember that interview you had? Sorry to get off topic. You remember that interview you had with Amari Jones not too long ago?
I mean, I remember it. I don't know the details, but what's up?
Okay, yeah, long story short, I was under the impression he mentioned a fight in San Francisco that he was going to be on, and I had bought the ticket like instantly. He never ended up finding an opponent, I'm assuming. Did you talk to him afterwards?
I haven't. I could find out.
Okay.
Joe fine ass.
Well, I mean, the fight, it was last night. He didn't get an opponent because he didn't fight that night. But it was still some good fights. You know who Ronald Gavril is?
Yeah. He won a WBC title Saturday. Oh, so you was at the Pomona fights?
Nah, it was in San Francisco.
Oh.
He won it against, you know who Canelo Wheeler is?
Yeah. I seen the highlights of his fight he posted on Instagram.
Yeah, that was a decent fight. Evan Holyfield was there too. That was cool. Mario Barrios was in the crowd too, chilling.
Oh, nice.
But shit, that's all I wanted to bother you about. You can keep going.
All right, champ. Appreciate the call in. Looks like we got General Camino. What up?
Yo.
Yo,
what's good, Nas? What's good, I mean?
What's good, champ?
Another podcast.
That's what's up. As far as the fights this weekend, I ain't really watched too much of it. I was kind of still mourning my losses from the week before. You know, Anthony Sims ain't catch that W in England the way he should have. That shit kind of had me fucked up. But, yeah, I mean, the Twitter line showed me that the fights was pretty good. I got to go back and check everything out. But I just want to kind of speak on what I think Amin was talking about as far as, like, not really understanding the ranking of Jake Paul. And I think that just goes into the fact that, like, you know, in boxing a lot of times we look for transparency and there isn't any. They don't offer transparency to their fans in boxing. And, like, in most sports, you could figure out what somebody's making, where they're getting traded to, how their career is going in boxing. We kind of just get what we get. So, you know, I don't know. over the past couple months, I've been trying to figure things out, and I've noticed that, like, the people that run boxing don't want the fans to know what's going on. They just want the fans to digest and purchase whatever they're putting out. So I don't know, it's tough because I'm kind of like a hardcore now for the sport, but like the sport just seems to do you dirty. All they want to do is take your money. So I don't know, it's crazy. But, sounded like the fights was good this weekend. I'm going to go back and check those out. Appreciate y'all taking my call, though.
Appreciate you checking in, champ. Appreciate you checking in. Looks like we got a couple more people on the check-in. Teddy B, what up?
That Teddy B from the Midwest.
You know it. Teddy B, you got to unmute.
Oh, my bad. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I don't agree, Ness, with you saying that this weekend was full of non-skills. That wasn't what I seen.
Oh yeah, who showed you skill?
Lee Wood looked good in there until he got stopped. I mean, he got stopped by the picture perfectly.
How could you say he looked good when that wasn't the first left hook that hit him all night, bro? He was getting hit with hella left hooks.
I mean,
he didn't use no jab. He didn't use no jab. How can you say? But that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. No. I think you need to watch more boxing. If you calling that a jab, you don't know what a jab is.
Hold on. Did you not see his jab to the stomach? He was stopping Lara in his track every time with that jab to the stomach.
That's all he did was a jab to the stomach. You know he wasn't jabbing to the face. You know he was just pawing with that shit. That shit was a rangefinder. You kidding me?
He didn't need it because he was hitting it with the right hand every time he threw it because of the pawing jab.
Yo, how you gonna say he didn't need it? My man was getting bodied every time he got hit. He was showing effects of being hurt every time.
I mean, that could be tinny. That don't mean he don't got skill. He's tinny. He been down like 6 times.
I can't see you. I can't see you having skill, but you getting hit with the same left hook and your right hand is up. Come on, don't act like that was the first one.
He was up in the fight.
No, I'm talking about his right hand up, and he's still getting hit with the left hook. And then the dude you fighting throws all looping shots. So you telling me you can't even see that shit coming? Man, whatever.
Man, it was coming from an odd angle, though. And
you right. You right. I'm wrong, but I guess you wrong too, cause he lost, right?
Yeah,
and I bet on Lara. And I bet on Lara by knockout. And my slip is on Patreon and YouTube. So, you right. I'm wrong, but I made money though.
I bet on him by knockout too. I post all the time.
So then you know. So why you ain't bet on that skill? Why you ain't bet on that skill then?
Because it ain't always about skill. Ask CYP. I'm going to quote CYP. You could be a more skilled fighter and still get your ass whooped. That don't mean nothing.
All right. You crazy. If you got skills, they pay the bills. I don't know what you talking about.
Man, that shit pay the bills most of the time.
Not all the time. He probably offensively skilled in your eyes, but he ain't defensively skilled.
How many dudes that what's his name? Bailey? I can't remember his first name, but Bailey knockout that was more skilled than him because he got that power, that equalizer.
Who's Bailey?
And that's Randall Bailey from the late 2000s.
Come on, man. Randall Bailey really put people out like Lee Wood.
Yeah, he was putting people to sleep.
But he's proven he beat real people. Like who Lee Wood beat?
He just beat Michael Collins. That's not a good name. That's not a good name.
Bro, you know Top Rank was protecting Michael Collins. Stop that bullshit.
Yes and no. Yes,
what
I
you
do.
mean, yes and no, man? Come on, man. My man flipped off the judges. They could have made him a commercial star, but he ain't got the skill. That's why he wasn't in New York like that. He ain't got the skill.
Man, he drastically improved in his career. Like
I hear you, man. Silver lining for you. End of the rainbow for you, man. I hear you.
Man, it takes skill to do. You know, I'm sad because you should know it takes skill to land those.
Listen. All I can tell you is rewind the show. I gave Lee Wood hella credit. I even said I'm rooting for him to get the rematch because he had the rematch clause. He did well. But I said what I said. This weekend was about people with no skill. Whether like whether you want to give him partial credit, you not a complete fighter if you not keeping your hands up. You not a complete fighter if you getting countered over your little lazy jab. Like I don't see nobody countering Devin or Shakur. You know what I'm saying? So like, get your skills up.
It's levels. It's levels though. Like I mean, we talking about the best of the best.
And we
Like,
talking about getting your skills up. Stay in the gym. Stay in the gym. Stay sharp. That's how they sharp. Stay in the gym. Stay sharp.
yeah, I guess you do. I just think you don't appreciate the littler fighters. But that's just.
I mean, you guys wanted me to watch, and now you want me to not be critical because they little. What is it? Is it they entertaining because they little, or they entertaining because they ain't got no skill? So that makes it entertaining. Because I mean, you wanted me to watch little dudes. Now I'm watching little dudes, and I'm like, bro, they lacking skill. This is just a street fight. You got dudes slugging it out. They slugging it out.
That's some of them though. Like that. These were just the guys that slug it out, but I don't think they unskilled.
Bruh, Prime Rigo was called boring because he didn't do what these bums is doing, man. Excuse me for using that word. See, I'm wilding. I'm wilding. Y'all making me use the wrong words. Rigo would beat the shit out of everybody this weekend though at 22. Everybody that fought.
Rigo got to fight this.
Louis Nery, but this version of Rigo is not the version I'm talking about. But Louis Nery would never beat Rigo. At any point of his prime, you know what I'm saying? And the other dude that fought, he was also 22, right? Laura and them, they couldn't beat Rigo. They couldn't beat Rigo. You kidding me? Hell no. Laura talking about he want to fight Steph Fulton, man. Is you kidding me? Steph Fulton would beat the shit out of his ass. Bruh.
He only want that fight because it's a little dude coming up. That's all that is. But if
what you mean? Laura at 22. Laura at 22.
They at 26, Ness. They at 26. Laura's at 26.
You sure? Because I just.
Yeah, they junior featherweight.
You're right. That's Moradon at 22. Yeah, I mean, Steph Fulton should take the Laura fight. Ain't no way Laura beats Steph Fulton. Ain't no way. He don't have the skill, man. He don't have the skill.
He got power though. He got real power. That's real power.
Bruh, you got to be able to land that power, man.
That's true.
He can't land that shit on a guy like Fulton, man.
I think Fulton will win, but Fulton better not get in there throwing left hook because he's going to get caught with one.
Robeisy will knock this dude out, man. Robeisy knocks this dude out. If Robeisy looked the way I expect him to look versus Dog Bay, if he struggle versus Dog Bay, I take it back. But if he wipe out Dog Bay with a clean counter left down a pipe, Laura don't stand a chance, man. I'm not impressed. I'm sorry. I wasn't impressed, man.
Man, I had a good weekend. There was some good fights.
Me too. I made money, so I'm happy. I picked Laura by knockout. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I picked Shane by decision. I'm happy. I picked Turner.
Wow, you picked Shane by decision. That's surprising. I didn't even touch that fight because I don't know what to get from Shane. That's a fighter. I knew
the dude was out for 3 years, but I seen that when he was in action, he went 12 with Teixeira. So I already knew right there Shane ain't getting no knockout.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope so. They talking about making Shane versus Jaime Munguia. I wouldn't take that fight if I'm Shane. He should be trying to get a title shot because he ain't gonna win against Munguia.
You think he gets stopped?
Yeah, he gets stopped by Munguia. He gets stopped. Because I just remember him in the Contender, and I don't. He's too inconsistent now. He's not that much better than what he was in the Contender. He couldn't deal with pressure at all in the Contender. He just haven't been fighting those type of pressure fighters recently. Like the good guy yesterday was a pressure fighter, but he just didn't have no like pop or anything. He was just a tough guy that was
Laura would get destroyed by a dude like Shakur that uses his jab.
Again, you keep bringing up Shakur. He's one of the best fighters in the world.
All right, he'll get destroyed by a guy like Oshaki. He'll get destroyed by anybody that's like the level of Oshaki with a jab. Fuck you want me to tell you?
That's a good fight.
What you want me to tell you? Anybody with a jab, anybody that's disciplined with a jab is gonna beat the shit out of Laura.
That is a good fight.
You seen what Lee Wood did, and he wasn't even using a jab. He never hit Laura in the face with a jab.
He wasn't using a jab. He was using a jab.
Bruh, he did the occasional stab jab. He did the occasional stab jab, bro. I'm talking about jabbing to the face. I'm talking about jabbing to the face, jabbing to the chest, jabbing to the shoulder. Jabbing, man, making your motherfucking man know you got to get past this arm to get up in here. Not that bullshit he was doing. You terrible, man. Shit terrible.
Man, he can't look. He wasn't jabbing to the face because he didn't want to get countered by the right hand, and then left hook behind it. That's why he wasn't jabbing to the face. He played it smart, and he was winning. He just got caught because he got greedy.
All right, champ. You seen what you seen. You like what you like.
I think if they take the left hook away from him in the rematch, he'll win. But that's all I got. Just that. I just want to talk about that.
Lee Wood wins in the rematch. He got to fire Ben Davison.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, that's what I meant to come on here and shit on. He is terrible. Like, how many fighters we gonna watch go to Ben Davison, get worse, leave Ben Davison, and get better? Like, this shit is like I'm gonna run down a list one of these days and just come on TBV and just expose it, because it's like dudes go to Josh Taylor is one of them for sure. Him before Ben Davison and him on Ben Davison, he looks like a totally different, worse fighter. I don't know what it is. It's like he tried to take the aggressiveness out of all the fighters that go to him.
Yeah, he wants you to think more. He wants you to think more.
These last two fights, Lee Wood was with him. Before that, he wasn't getting like knocked out and damn near knocked out. He was a different fighter before he got with Ben Davison. Even Lee Wood, who I don't think is that good, but he's good enough. So yeah, Ben Davison is trash. He got on because of Fury, and Fury need to apologize to all of us for bringing him into a lot of fighters' lives.
Look at this weirdo talking about ain't Haney still with Ben. Knowing you ain't with Ben, go to the Phantom Zone. Fucking weirdo.
And even if he was, that's different, man. Devin Haney is who he is because he is. It's like Andre Ward and Andre Rozier. Like, Andre Ward is who he is. Like, of course we give him credit, but like Andre Ward is Andre Ward. Devin Haney is Devin Haney. Them is boxing minds. Like, they get in there, they fighting off their instinct more than they is their coaching.
Nah, Devin's still with Floyd Sr. because he worked with them, and now he's with him forever. Just like Ben worked with him and he with him forever.
Well, yeah, that's all I got. Let me go into this story. These people probably think I'm crazy.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. Looks like that's everybody. So, I mean, man, we're going to get up out of here.
For sure, man. Thanks for having me again, man. Y'all find me on Instagram, King Amin Invest 1, Championship Rounds on YouTube, King Amin Invest 1 on Twitter.
Word. Catch me right here, serving up this crow to all you bum-ass motherfuckers that don't understand the difference between a dude that's flicking his jab, stiff jab, and a pawn jab, and a range-finding jab. You know what I'm saying? You could call me a hater all you want. You feel me? I just prefer skill over, rock'em sock'em robots. I'm tired of every time you open up an article, it's like, Fight of the Year candidate, because it was a bloodbath. And it's like, bruh, why Oshaki Ray Vargas wasn't a motherfucking Fight of the Year, where one dude's eyes is closed from getting battered and he's frustrated while the other dude looks brand new? Like, y'all don't know how to appreciate the skill.
Yo, and that's what
Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, Ness, that's what this kid, JD Boston, did. I'm talking about,
Yeah, but he did it
forget
for
about,
4 rounds. Get out of here.
no, 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 no.
How
He
many
was in an
rounds was
eight
this fight?
rounder. He was in
Okay.
an he was in an 8 rounder. And he went to full 8. And matter of fact, did they stop it? Yeah, they stopped it because he was hitting the guy. But again, you saw somebody stepping on the gas and be defensive minded, but still able to land shots, go to the body, make his opponent think. I'm telling you, you gotta watch this kid. He's gonna be all right in a couple years, man.
For sure. Yo, these UK dudes so silly they don't even understand. It's like, bro, I didn't bet. I'm not salty. I didn't bet on y'all fucking UK dude. I bet on Laura to knock his dumb ass out. My slip is there. I'm just mad the dude didn't have more skill. He could have got the upset. He could have got the upset. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just afraid to say it. Y'all rather say it was a cracker. It was a cracker. Let's get the rematch. Fuck out of here. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? My man got to tighten up. He got to do some shit better next time around. But I'm out, man. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch me on the next one. Arrivederci. Thank you for joining.
Always, man. We out of here.
Peace.